Big news out of Washington, D.C. today rather than New York City. House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan is planning on using the full weight of the committee to finally root out the rumor, the innuendo, and the falsehoods around a matter that he is personally involved in. Oh, wait. You thought I was talking about the sexual abuse of male athletes at Ohio State University. Yes, that period of time when he was an assistant coach and did absolutely nothing to protect athletes, assist them, or help bring the perpetrator to justice. You thought I was talking about that, didn't you? Don't be silly. Why would Jordan bring all that investigative power to bear when several athletes have directly accused him of looking the other way? No, we're talking about Jim, let's hold another Benghazi hearing Jordan here. There's no way a legitimate investigation is going to be launched while he's in charge. Jordan is too busy looking at the weaponization of the government or appearing on Fox News to bother with an actual investigation of something meaningful. For Jordan, government is not here to serve a purpose. It's here to be a tool that those with power can wield. And we all have to admit, if anyone is an expert at being a tool, it's Jim Jordan. So only one day after Trump just lost his, third case in a row? Jordan is on the warpath. Yes, that's right. The con man from Queens has now faced the music for 3 times in a New York courtroom and been found guilty 3 times. Unless, of course, you count yesterday, where he was found guilty 34 times. 34 freaking times. A jury unanimously agreed that the guy who made a career out of lying and defrauding people was guilty 34 times. But somehow it's the system that's to blame. Way to be the party of personal responsibility, Republicans. Well, Jim Jordan is having none of that. He sat down and wrote a letter. Ooh, you can almost feel the heat coming out of that pen. Yes, Jordan wrote a letter to District Attorney Alvin Bragg and Prosecutor Matthew Colangelo to testify on June 13th about their kangaroo court. And there you have it. MAGA World has received their instructions, delegitimize the process, throw as much sand and dirt in the water as possible, and Jordan falls in line like the dangerous little attack ferret that he is. Not that Alvin Bragg is worried. Despite Jordan graduating from the prestigious Capital University Law School in Columbus, Ohio, he understands very little about the law or the legal system. In fact, he tried this act before. He tried summoning attorneys under Bragg about their initial investigations into Trump, thus conveniently providing him with access to information. Bragg hit back with a simple, dude, ain't no way an attorney working an investigation gives up all confidentiality because you want it. But hey, what would Alvin Bragg know? He only graduated from Harvard Law School, clerked for Federal District Judge Robert P. Patterson, Jr., joined the Office of the Attorney General of New York under Eliot Spitzer, before becoming Chief of Investigation and Litigations for the New York City Council, and then served as Assistant United States Attorney in the Southern District of New York. Yeah, Bragg knows criminal law and proceedings like the back of his hand. The only thing you'll find on the back of Jordan's hand are the crib notes to the bar exam he never took. But the dim-witted Jordan thinks that he can run the same playbook he ran against Hillary Clinton, which is to simply hold hearing after hearing until there's guilt by association. So if he failed the first time to get what he wanted from Bragg and his people, he'll just do it again. It's the same crap that MAGA used about the stolen election, where MAGA Republicans kept insisting, people have a lot of questions. Yes, they do, because you and Cancun Cruz keep asking the same stupid questions as if they're valid. Never mind that over 60 court cases said, there's nothing here. And speaking of taking a play from the playbook, Karma is now demanding that Bragg ignore this letter, delay, and fight any subpoena that comes his way. We are talking, after all, about Jim Jordan, the man who refused to answer a subpoena issued by Congress. And that is just about the perfect summary of MAGA. Absolutely no legitimacy to stand on, nothing but contempt for the government itself, but oh, how outraged they become when they want to use the government for their own illegitimate purposes. You would think a former wrestler would know better than to wrestle someone who is way above their weight class. But Jordan has never been the brightest bulb in the batch, just the most glaring. Taking on Alan Bragg may win MAGA points for Jordan, but he is not going to come out on the other side with a victory, politically or otherwise. Jordan is nothing but catchphrases, faux outrage, and cutting people off at the mic. If he had any integrity, he'd be asking Clarence Thomas about his taxes, or Samuel Alito about his demonstrated sympathy with insurrectionists. In other words, the federal judiciary. Instead, he is going after a county district attorney. Jim Jordan has about as much authority to investigate Alan Bragg as the Pope has to investigate Oral Roberts University. But these are the kind of games that need to be over, and they're not. And it just goes to show there's no legitimacy left to the Republican Party now that it has been made over in the image of Trump. The choice in November gets clearer every day. You either want an American government based on the Constitution, the rule of law, and our democratic institutions, or you want chaos conducted by a clown. And that's the choice we need to make clear to all voters in November. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.